Hello everyone and welcome to Oxygen Not Included. I am AutomaTitan and this is the first episode in a series I'm going to call AutomaTitan Cracks One Out. It is a series where I'm just going to pick a game at random and play it for a bit, like a one-off special sort of deal. And considering that the game has had a update recently, I thought, why not go back into Oxygen Not Included and record a video on it. So Oxygen Not Included is a fun little game created by Cly Entertainment, and we're just going to start out by making a world here. One of the things I do love about this game is the fact that there is no end to it, and because of that it's just a fun game. One of the other things regarding it is, as the game says, there is no oxygen. You have a couple of duplicates, which we are going to be meeting in just a moment. However, we have a very limited supply of oxygen in our base right off the bat. So the first thing that we are going to have to do once we've picked our dudes is find a quick balance on getting our oxygen. So right off the bat we've got Ren. He's buff, but he's a bit of a gastrophobe, which means he cannot cook. Then we've got Otto, who has a small bladder but is a quick learner. And we've got a grease monkey who, much like myself, has the ability to sleep anywhere at any time. So I'm liking the stats of Ren, so we're going to be keeping him. Our chef is okay. And Camille, we're going to be keeping Camille. So every one of these characters has a stress response, and unfortunately all three of them are vomiters, which is not ideal, but I'd rather them have that than destructive, because I had a colony once where everyone was destructive when they were stressed, and they kind of destroyed their own oxygen generation. So I'm just going to pause time and have a look around the world. Got a nice water supply, decent amount of copper in the immediate area, which is fantastic because we're going to be needing that to sort out our power. We've also got a decent amount of algae, which is going to help us when it comes to creating our oxygen supply in the immediate future. So the first thing I want to do before we actually get started is assign everyone jobs, because unfortunately our duplicates are a little bit stupid, and as a result of that we could potentially have the bodybuilder doing the chef's job and the chef doing the technician's job, while the technician is digging, which is probably not what we want the technician to do. One of the things I do want to explain about this is that the squares that are slightly darker are the abilities or the jobs that the duplicate is more efficient in. So obviously Otto is a chef, and because of that he's going to be good at cooking, but our bodybuilder is going to be better at, let's say, delivering stuff, because he is going to have a higher carrying capacity than Camille, who is our technician. Anyway, I'm just going to sort out the jobs and then I will be back with you in just a moment. I'm going to say that looks okay for now. We have at least one duplicate doing everything available. So I'm just going to get some digging on the go, and we're going to speed up time. And yes, our colony is officially starting now. Right off the bat I'm thinking that I want to get a toilet down, just so that we don't have a mess being created in the immediate future. Although you can utilise the mess that your duplicates create to somehow, and I haven't actually tried this out, but I'm told you can somehow have a nice colony with unlimited water, or at least theoretically unlimited water, if you let your duplicates just piss everywhere. And while I like the idea of having unlimited water, I do not like the idea of having my duplicates quite literally piss everywhere. It's a little bit disgusting to me. I mentioned earlier how we're going to be needing to find a balance on our oxygen and at the same time our carbon dioxide. And one of the things that this game does is have oxygen rise, whereas carbon dioxide will fall. Now, because of that, I am going to be digging out this entire undersection, grabbing all of the nice lovely copper, and trying to set this up as where all of our CO2 will go, because a little bit down the line, I am going to be getting something in the tech tree which will allow me to turn the CO2 into a little bit of oxygen using this glorious green stuff, algae, to produce oxygen. Right, get a toilet on the go, and on either side of the toilet I am going to be wanting to put a wash basin so that once they have gone to the toilet, done their business, they can of course wash their hands, because in this game germs have a factor and you generally want to have a healthy colony, otherwise everyone will start dying. Which is also kind of why we want a lot of oxygen, so that we can breathe and as a result not die. Because as we all know, dying is probably the least productive thing we can do, as it stops us from doing everything. Also, because we have a brand new colony, we do have quite a considerable amount of food in reserve. However, that will not last forever, and because of that we are going to be needing to have our own food supply, which I will be dealing with in just a moment. First, however, I do want to get my power situation sorted. Giant Hamster Wheel 1 and 2 has gone into production. We will eventually have our dudes running and generating power. Unfortunately though, Camille just nodded off. Thankfully we do not have a open spot into the reservoir, because one of the things that can happen, and has happened to me before, is duplicates can just randomly fall asleep and straight into the reservoir with very little chance of recovery. It's always fun when that happens, and by fun I mean deeply depressing. While everyone sleeps, I'm just going to get some batteries designated for production, and it looks like we have a couple of hatches in the area, and I could kill these hatches, but I'm not going to, because later on in the game we can potentially have them as pets, and one of the good things about that is that they produce coal. They quite literally shit the stuff out. Okay, so now that we have our power situation sorted, we've got 2 batteries, one of them is currently full, one of them is being charged. I'm going to sort out food, because as I said before, we have a very limited supply of food, and as a result we want to get our food production up as soon as humanly possible. So I'm just going to get that up to there, and clear out a space all the way through to here. Okay, we're good. I may want to give this a bit of a floor though. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed seeing me crack this one out. I am AutomaTitan. Join me next time when I crack one out over, I don't know yet. Seriously, planning videos in advance. What's the fun in that?